Okay. Court is in session in cause number 327818, case of style of state of Texas versus Jacoby O'Neill Moore. We have Mr. Moore, who is present in court. Mr. Moore, how are you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for being patient with us this morning. Now, Mr. Moore, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Lennon Prince. Mr. Prince, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Prince, Mr. Moore's case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement in Mr. Moore's case?
We are still not ready. I think we're still doing discovery with the state, and I'm having a hard time communicating with Mr. Jacoby Moore.
Okay. How much time do you need?
If you give me, if you want to know if I'm ready, and I can be ready in 2 weeks. It's not that difficult a case, but a month reset for me.
Yeah, we usually, our standard reset is 30 days. And we're gonna keep it on the announcement docket. Okay, give us a reset. Okay, the case is gonna be reset to April 18th of 2022. Mr. Moore, you can get your reset. Your reset will be sent to you. Mr. Prince, this will conclude your case. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And Mr. Moore, you can get your reset in court from our court coordinator on the 4X. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay, you too.
Oh, this is it. What is that? Yeah, where's your client? She can come on. Oh, hold on a minute. They're doing something.
Oh, sorry.
Let's hear it more. Okay. What you did?
Yes, to offer that was made.
Well, I didn't hear the part about the offer. What about the offer?
Your Honor, the parties have agreed to apply for anger management as a resolution. So we are going to submit application for anger management.
Okay.
Of course, you know, we're hopeful that
This is
she'll be accepted
who
in the
this is Martinez of Cosada.
Yes, sir.
So how long that's gonna take to make the application, and
30 days, I would think.
you think y'all hit something in 30 days? Okay,
I'm
reset.
hopeful.
Reset them for 30 days. You're gonna keep it on the trial docket
Okay. April 18th.
and make a note that she's applying for anger management.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, once you get your reset from the coordinator, you'll be excused, and once you get your reset, you from your attorney, you'll be excused as well. You have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well.
So over here. Contest. You also need to print out the GCN. Grab one of the stickers. It's always exhibit number 2. Then write the case number. So the case gets separated. Yeah. No contest.
was after that?
Make sure. Judge will ask you what is the plea deal.
Tyler. So we reset, so we doing Tyler and Moore. You take it, your case is, Mr. Burbank, yours are being disposed of? With Wilbert, Tyler, and Haley
Yes,
Moore?
I'm sorry. We filed necessary paperwork, and then we
Yeah.
also have Ms. Goldpass.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. All those his cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Try to take care of business, Your Honor.
okay.
And we'll be doing a bench trial.
On which one?
It's the family violence case with Mr.
Oh, you talking about Tyler?
Yes.
Okay.
I want you.
The court is back in session in clause number 324373. The case is styled of State of Texas versus Haley Moore. Ms. Moore, is that your full name? Ms. Moore, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Moore, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes,
Ms. Moore, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Moore?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Moore, you're here represented by your attorney Tom Burbank, Attorney Burbank. How are you doing?
I'm always good when I'm in this court, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Moore, I have before me information that was filed by the District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about June 23rd of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault. Ms. Moore, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, Ms. Moore, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Running loose.
Yeah, I'm running low. I need another tablet.
This one has two folders.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Moore, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Ms. Moore, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, Ms. Moore, there's a set of initials, two sets. One set is your attorney initials, and the next sets of initials are HM. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of this same document, now those initials are on a line next to a box that says check nolo contendere, which means no contest. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature? On the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? Is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I have another document before me that's titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Moore, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Ms. Moore, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits 1 and 2. State, you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
No
objections?
to States 1 and 2, Your Honor.
No objection, States 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Burbank, you've advised and counseled Ms. Moore. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Moore, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Moore, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
1 year deferred probation, $600 fine, 60 hours of community service.
Ms. Moore, the state is offering that you serve 1 year of deferred adjudicated probation. During the probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $600 and court costs of $352, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $952. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and you'll be required to pay this in monthly installments. That is, you'll be required to pay each month while you're on probation, $165 a month. Will you be able to pay the $165?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, and you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Ms. Moore, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Moore, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Moore, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go. Now, Ms. Moore, I must also inform you that if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear in your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Mr. Burbank, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Jamal Tyler. Court is in session in two cases. First case is cause number 324242. Second case is cause number 327900. Mr. Tyler, is your full name Wilbur Jamal Tyler?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tyler, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Tyler, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tyler, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Tyler?
No, all right.
That's good. Mr. Tyler, I have before me an information that has been filed by the district attorney's office. This information alleges that on or about September 18th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of accident involving damage to vehicle. Mr. Tyler, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No contest? Okay. I need to get him to change this here. This is a Class B. I got a Class A on there.
I thought.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cross out Class A, put in Class B.
Now, Mr. Burbank, did you admonish your client on the punishment range for Class B?
I thought it was a Class B, Judge. I'm sorry.
It is a Class B,
I know. I put Class A instead of Class B.
but did you tell him,
He understands the charge against him.
does he know the punishment range for Class B?
It's up to 180 days in jail.
Yeah.
$2,000 fine.
Yeah, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. That's just a range of punishment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, Mr. Tyler, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Tyler, there are two sets of initials. One set is your attorney initials, and the next set of initials is WT. Did you place your initials WT on this document on the line that's next to a box that's checked nolo contingere, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document before me. This document is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? This document, Discovery Certification, Mr. Tyler, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Tyler, before you signed and initial all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tyler, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me states exhibits number 1 and states exhibit number 2. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
No
objection?
objections to states 1 and 2, Your Honor.
No objection, states 1 and 2 or admitted. Mr. Burbank, you advised and counsel, Mr. Tyler, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Tyler, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tyler, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
You do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
90 days in jail, probated over a term of 1 year, $250 fine, and 60 hours of community service.
That's probated 1 year. probation.
Okay, Mr. Tyler, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in jail, but you will not have to serve any time in jail because you will be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $252. Excuse me, you'll be required to pay a fine of $250. And you'll pay a fine in court costs, which comes to a total of $602. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $150 each month. Well, you'll be required to pay the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you would have to pay each month, is $150. $155. Will you be able to pay the $155 each month?
May not be able to, Judge.
Okay, give me his affidavit of indiges. This is Wilbert Tyler, cause number 327-900. Thank you. Mr. Tyler, I have before me the document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Could you show that to your client, Mr. Burbank? Mr. Tyler, do you recognize that document? And look on page 2 to see if your signature is above the line that's titled defendant's signature. Is that your signature? At the top of the document on page 2? Yeah.
That's your signature? Right here? Yeah, no.
Okay, you say, so you never signed that document? Okay, so you was appointed, a court-appointed attorney. Look on the other, let me see. Well, that was a document from the
No,
jail.
it's not.
Let me see. Did he sign it? Okay, this was a document from the jail.
Is it on the back?
No, not on the back. Is there another document? He was appointed attorney. That came from here too. Okay, what about here? Is that his, right here where it says Wilbur Jamal Tyler? Down there. Did he print that? That's his handwriting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's your handwriting, okay. Now, Mr. Tyler. Your review is, everything in this document still true and correct today?
Yes, sir.
Everything is the same? And so, Mr. Tyler, based on the information that's been provided in affidavit of indigent, you're still indigent, and therefore the court is going to make some adjustments. They're going to convert your fine and court costs to community service. Let me see. Okay, the fine and court cost is gonna be converted to 48 hours of community service, and your probation fee of $60 each month is going to be reduced to $25 per month. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, the state is also offering that you serve 60 hours, in addition, well, 60 hours of community service. Now, the 48 hours of community service, the 48 hours that comes from converting the fine and court costs to community service is gonna be added to the 60 hours. So it'd be a total of 108 hours of community service. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And as I said earlier, your probation fee is gonna be reduced to 25 hours per month.
Yes, sir.
And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Tyler, do you understand the state's offer and the court's adjustments?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Tyler, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Tyler, we have one more case. You have one more case. This case, Mr. Tyler, is cause number 324242. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Wilbert Jamal Tyler. And I have before me an information, Mr. Tyler. Now, state,
Yes, Your Honor.
well, defense, are you waiving a jury trial in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, do you have any objections?
No objection.
State, are you ready to proceed?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to proceed?
We're ready, Judge.
State, would you like to read the information?
Yes, Your Honor. In the name and by authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents and into the County Court at Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Wilbert Jamal Tyler, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about August 20th, 2019, did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Cassie Dietrich, hereafter styled complainant, by slapping complainant in the face, and at the time of said assault, complainant was a person with whom defendant has had a dating relationship against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. Tyler, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. His attorney is stating he's pleading not guilty.
That's correct, sir.
Now, state, you like to make an opening statement?
Your Honor, state waives open.
Defense, you like to make an open statement?
No, Your Honor.
State, you may proceed with your case in chief.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Cassie Dietrich.
pronounce that right.
No response.
State, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, state rests.
Defense?
Your Honor, at this time, we have oral motion or instructed verdict in the state's failure in their burden of proof to present any evidence in reference to guilt as for finding of not guilty.
That motion will be granted. Mr. Tyler, you've been found not guilty. You've been acquitted of these charges. Please stand on the X next to your attorney so you can sign the paperwork for the previous case. And you should be able to get a copy of the instructed verdict as well. Once you get your paperwork, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Next case is cause number 329-952. Case is out of the state of Texas versus Patricia Edith Goyapas. Ms. Goyapas, is that your full name?
Yes.
Ms. Goyapas, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Goyapas, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Goyapas, you may put your hand down. Ms. Goyapas, how you doing? That's good. Ms. Goyapas, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This document that has been filed by the District Attorney's Office alleges that on or about April 11 of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Yes.
I think I put B down there, but I forgot if there was an enhancement for 115.
Oh, it's, no, it's A.
Oh, is it an A?
Yes, on here, it's, the box is checked A. Now, Ms. Goya Paz, to this charge of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay. Now, Ms. Goya Paz, I have before me another document. This document is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there are 2 sets of initials. The first set of initials, TB, is your attorney's initials. The next set of initials, PP, on the line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked on this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? I have another document before me. This document is titled Trial Court Certification. Excuse me, Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Goya Paz, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Goya Paz, are you a citizen of the United States?
No.
Okay. What country are you from?
Venezuela? Venezuela?
Venezuela? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, not on the reporting, Venezuela. Get us form T. Now, Ms. Goya Paz, I have before me a document that's titled for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries. And I think your attorney has it. And I'll go over this document with you. And it reads, as a non-US citizen who is being arrested or detained, you may request that we notify your country's consular officers here in the United States of your situation. You may also communicate with your consular officers. A consular officer may be able to help you obtain legal representation and may contact your family and visit you in detention, among other things. If you want us to notify your consular officers, you may request this notification now or at any time in the future. Do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time?
No.
Okay.
It's no.
Okay. Now, Ms. Goya Paz, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And it's next to your attorney that witnessed it, is that correct?
Yes.
And Ms. Goya Paz, in State's Exhibit number 1, there's a paragraph that's titled Citizenship. And this paragraph states that if you are not a US citizen A plea of guilty or nolo contendere may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that? Now, Ms. Goya Posh, do you still want to go forward on your plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Burbank, pursuant to Padilla versus Kentucky, did you advise your client of the consequences of pleading guilty and no contest to this charges by her being a non-citizen?
To the best of my ability, Your Honor, I determined that she was a non-citizen. Told her the possibilities and have not heard anything from ICE or any other government agency in reference to any actions at this time. But I did talk to her about being a non-citizen
Okay,
and the ramifications of going forward.
okay. Now, Ms. Did I give you the discovery certification? Did I? Okay. Thank you. Now, Ms. Goya Posh, these documents, all these documents that I just went over with you, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me states exhibits number 1 and 2. State, you like to offer states 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No
Any
objection,
objection?
states 1 and 2, Your Honor.
No objection, states 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Burbank, you have advised that counsel Ms. Goya Posh, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Goya Posh, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Ms. Goya Posh, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers are freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is for 90 days probated over a term of 1 year. A $500 fine, 60 hours of community service, completion of DWI education classes, drug and alcohol assessments, and interlock device.
Ms. Goya Posh, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $467. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to pay court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, the total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $190 per month. Ms. Goya Posh, will you be able to pay the $190 each month?
Yes.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, attend and complete a DWI education class. You'll also be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment. You'll be required to install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Ms. Goya Posh, do you understand what the state is offering?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Goya-Posh, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Goya-Posh, please stand on the X next to your attorney in front of the court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You are.
Medical, he had to seek other counsel. So I'm announcing not ready on that.
State,
State's ready, but has no opposition.
no opposition to the motion to continue.
No.
I didn't know we were on.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Was he here? Yeah, call Mr. Doucette. Did he show up? Yeah, he was here earlier. Yeah, he was here on page 2.
I wear it right. Did you give me a ride?
Court is in session and calls number 325289. Case is style the state of Texas versus Robert Doucette. Mr. Burbank, did it,
Back in
I
February.
think there was a letter of rep that wasn't, it needs to be put on in the computer. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what the Barilla told me earlier, that she saw a letter of rep in his file from Tom Burbank. I think it was, well, motion to substitute.
It was, Judge.
It was a motion substituted. We put it up there. Yeah.
Okay. So this case is gonna be reset. You say you still need discovery in the case?
I need some tapes, Judge. I like to see the tapes.
You wanna put it on an announcement docket or pretrial docket?
Announcement would be good because I know the prosecutor's brand new to this and wants time to take a look at it. I'm sure once he sees it, we can come to an amicable solution in this case.
Yeah, the
Okay.
state agrees and appreciates Mr. Burbank's consideration.
April 18th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset till April 18. I signed the motion to substitute. So Mr. Burbank is your attorney?
He has been here since 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So,
Thanks for being patient with us. You can get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And again, thanks for being patient. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Let's give everybody else that comes, existing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give it to Billy. Yeah. Court is in session.
That's for probation, when you leave here, you're gonna report straight to the probation office.
Should I?
okay? And I'll
Yes.
attach the copy. That's a map.
It's right down the street. You know what, you don't know what a probation office is?
Listen, I'm sure.
Yeah, right across from Ebenezer, you know, that big church on the corner? Ebenezer. If you see that red church, the little church next to it, they own all of that. It's right across the street from that. So it's like 4 blocks. Go up 3 and turn. Hmm?
Go straight up.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay. Shedrick Mitchell,
He's outside there. Let me play bail.
mhm. Yes. Mr. Mitchell?
Yeah.
Come forward. The court is back in session in cause number 325-264, cause number 325-574, cause number 325-576, cause number 326-086, cause number 329-022. All 5 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Shedrick Renard Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, is that your full name?
Yes,
How you doing, Mr. Mitchell?
pretty good.
That's good, Mr. Mitchell. You're represented by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, how are you doing?
Doing fine, guys.
Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Mitchell's cases?
Your Honor, Mr. Mitchell is on felony probation for several of these offenses. I know that the felony attorney talked to another prosecutor in reference to which ones and things like that that was supposed to be taken care of with the felony. I asked for a 30-day reset so that I can get the current prosecutor up to speed and he can verify what I say to the felony prosecutor, so this matter may be taken care of. But he is currently on felony probation.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Garrett, would you please give us a reset for 30 days?
April 18th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset for April 18, 2022. Mr. Mitchell, your attorney is gonna sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Mr. Burbank, would you please sign for his reset?
I will, Your Honor. May he be excused to that.
Yes.
Go ahead. And sign Mr. Burbank.
Kevin Andrews. Kevin Andrews? Court is in session in cause number 331-098, case is styled the state of Texas versus Heaven Andrews. We have present, Ms. Andrews. Ms. Andrews, is that your full name? Ms. Andrews, would you, please raise your right hand? Ms. Andrews, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Andrews, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Andrews?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Andrews, I have before me a document that is titled Information. It is also, well, this document was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this document, Ms. Andrews, it alleges that on or about September 29th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Ms. Andrews, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Andrews, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes,
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
yes.
Ms. Andrews, I have before me another document. And this document is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Andrews, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials HA on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, Ms. Andrews, this document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Is that your signature on this document? There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case, and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? Do you understand? The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case, and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Could you give us a second?
Okay. Okay, we'll be in recess.